Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to Let's Play Siralim Ultimate. This episode we have a false god to take down. The final false god who we haven't seen yet. I've got to be honest, I slightly looked up what the deal is with this false god, but not too much. Just enough to see whether I had to make any major changes to the build after the Saint Althea fight. Which was a... like, that fight would have gone a lot quicker if I had known ahead of time what the gimmick was and figured out how to deal with it. So yeah, this time I was like, okay, is there any major thing I need to do? And I think we should be fine to just go with the build we have. But there's only one way to find out, and that is to just jump right in and see what happens. We're gonna go into a random realm. We've got a good item bonus. Hopefully get some good loot as well. And let's see what happens. Oh, Gambler's Hive. I recognize it from the music. Alright, we've got 6 enemies, we've got the Master. What else do we have in the realm? Extra traits, damage every turn, chance to resist damage. These are all pretty bad things. But I think we should be fine. Yeah, let's just try and let's just try and treat things in a straightforward way. 20% chance to avoid damage with already a like 30% chance to avoid damage. Should we just go for it? Let's just go for it. Let's just ruin our own lives as much as we can. This seems pretty bad as well. Yeah, you know what, let's just go for it. Let's do that. And let's just throw caution to the wind and make this false god even stronger than he already is. Not that far away from another favor rank with Reclusa as well. Alright, that's what I'm gonna do with these guys is I'm gonna use Blank Slate, get rid of extra traits. And now let's hopefully end this combat pretty quickly. There we go. Nice. Nothing of note in those chests, but that's okay. And we may as well even get into these optional combats. You miscast. What did you do? You're confused, but I don't think that's gonna matter too much. Once again, let's start with Blank Slate. And you don't have Arcane, so use your Ethereal Reincarnation. You should be fine. It's just a matter of getting through the damage resistance and actually hitting the enemy. Same with these guys. It's a little worrying that our creatures are so consistently being confused. But no matter. Most of the things we're doing don't really depend on us being confused or not. Enemies are burning as well, they're agile. We've gained that favor rank that we wanted, and now treasure golems will be less likely to flee. We've only found one of the wandering enemies. We do need to kill the wandering enemies to find those little devices that allow us to alter the state of the false god. Alright, now once again, just keep doing this. Ooh, that's a little bit dicey. You're confused, but you're not blind, so this should still work. Maybe I should have saved that for the boss fight, but I'm sure we've got plenty of charges to deal with that fight when we get to it, if indeed we don't get immediately murdered, which also is a distinct possibility. Why are we confused? Siren Charms. At the start of battle, it inflicts 3 random enemies with confusion, which is that's kind of awful, but it's fine, I guess. There are worse things that we could be dealing with. I don't like either of these things. I don't like percentage health damage over time. It's just we're already taking 53% health, and I don't. Sometimes these numbers feel like they stack together in strange ways, so I don't want to mess with that too much. What I will do, I will just do another blank slate, and this time, well, people are still confused. I think that's probably just something we have to expect. With 6 creatures on the board, it's likely that one of them will have the annoying trait that we're trying to avoid. Snared? Oh, now enemies are also confused, so they'll get a taste of their own medicine. Immune to attack damage seems just really bad. Giving it more speed doesn't seem that great either. I'll just debuff the false god in that instance. Once again, blank slate. Get rid of your traits and ethereal reincarnation. Get through their damage resistance. Always critical damage. For only 20% more rewards, I'd rather just debuff its intelligence, maybe? And this is probably the master. We have another minion. We have 2 more minions. Famine and Writhlings. Alright, once again, start up with this. Follow up with this. And let's just keep going. Oh, what's this? What do we want to do? Loses less stats, I will take. 1 more wandering enemy and the master fight. Before I fight this master, I do want to collect all possible buffs and debuffs. So there's this section of the map we haven't seen, then there's this long area which might have a treasure chest at the end. So we'll just explore both of these. Pick up that as well. Should we get into these optional combats? Those ones we'll save until after the false god fight. I don't know, sometimes they can be really annoying. You know what, fine, we'll do them right now. Get a bit of extra favor. You're blind, which is annoying, but you can still cast blank slate. And we can still do this. guess that wasn't too bad. And we can do this as well. This time our Rift Dancer is silenced, which I'm not happy about. So hopefully we didn't get a chance to get rid of their extra traits. Hopefully that doesn't cause us too much grief. I don't think it did. Alright, so that's fine. We've got a bit of extra favor with this god. Oh. Vengeance shouldn't be too much of an issue, especially if you're just gonna kill yourself like that. Much appreciated. And the mysterious portal as hay. Oh, well, it's garbage, but it's something we can turn into piety later. And is there anything in here? No, nothing there. Let's go ahead and fight this false god. Put an end to everybody's misery. Oh no, first of all, let's fight that master. What have we done so far? All we've accomplished so far is we gained a knowledge rank. But hopefully we're about to gain more than that. Electropods. Okay. First thing first, get rid of, because they've got like a ton of extra traits right now. Let's get rid of them, just to confirm that their extra traits are gone. Now, our Animatus unfortunately is confused. However, we should still... Actually, no. We know bitterly from past experience that the Animatus can miscast Corpse Explosion, even though it makes no logical sense. So what might happen is that if we killed one of them, and then the Animatus casts a Corpse Explosion on their corpse, even though the corpse is on their side of the screen, the game might decide that because our Animatus is confused, he has miscast Corpse Explosion and cause our team to take damage, even though that makes no kind of physical sense. But that's just something that we want to avoid, and we do that by getting rid of the confusion debuff. Now we're a bit more settled, so we can just do all kinds of things, but let's do a Rabid Dementia. And this should end this fight. Our Electropod Mastery has gone up, we've gotten an achievement for that as well. And now let us go and take the fight to the Ancestor. Interesting, kind of an Egyptian-looking theme going on. What does the Ancestor have to say? Greetings, wayward worshipper. Are you here to pay your respects to the Ancestor? Allow me to test your resolve by combat. If you succeed, I'll bestow upon you a gift. Okay, so now the thing with the Ancestor is, the main issue is the head kills all enemies that aren't defending. So, I believe the main way to deal with that is to make sure the head just simply doesn't get a chance to move. Which is easier said than done, but I think it can be done. Let's start off with that. The other issue is one of the debuffs that our people have on them right now is they are blind, which hopefully it's not permanent blindness, because we need to... Why are these the wrong color? Have I done something that is causing them to be show up as this color? Anyway, whoa. Cast Antidote. Right, now we've gotten rid of... Wait. Why are people still blind? I guess they had an extra turn on their blindness. Anyway, let's just double cast our reincarnation on the Dread White. Good stuff. Now the head is no longer ensnared. So I think it's a good time to germinate again. And this time, what do we want with the Ebony Ent? Let's just keep going with that. Well-timed Archangel's Blessing. And definitely double cast with the Rift Dancer. Got to pay close attention to the head. However, with the Animatus, what I'll do with the Animatus is I will ensnare the head again. Or should I start attacking? I think we should start attacking the head. Hoping that some other party member down the line can ensnare the head. Now with the eunuch... Well, first of all, let's check. What kind of damage were we doing? Okay damage. A lot of the damage was prevented by the, you know, really annoying buff that we gave him, but it's okay. And now let's do this. I think we should be fine. Oh, good. Attacking the right target. So what we'll do with the duelist, the head is getting worryingly close to acting again, but we've once again sent it to the bottom of the timeline, and now I think it's just a matter of you know what, should we kill the Dread White? No, let's allow the Dread White to take a turn for a change. What we'll do is we'll do this. Damaging this guy is going to be a huge pain, a massive, miserable pain. Like, let's defile just in case there's any sort of healing going on. With the Rift Dancer, we'll once again double cast Reincarnation. And with the Animatus, we will targeted attack on the head. And with the Vivifier, once again, I think a double cast Rabid Dementia seems like the way to do things. It's gonna take a while because of the damage reduction, but I think we're still fine. Once again, it's very dicey because the head is getting very close to going, but if we germinate, it has been sent to the bottom of the timeline. So, cheesy, to be sure. I'm not gonna pretend for a second that it isn't, but hey, you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do. And honestly, this feels like it's going well, right? Right? With you, what to even do with you. What sort of... oh, we took Rune of Sa off. I was gonna say, what sort of damage does Rune of Sa do? All kinds of... do they have any... You know what, let's do Arbitration. We've taken away all their buffs. That was irritating. Why did he... Prevented by Realm, False God, Realm, Realm, Realm. He blocked 5 attacks in a row. But that's just the kind of thing that can sometimes happen. Well, the head is dead. And I think we've just won. Because now we don't have to worry about... And in fact, the shoulder is dead, the body is dead. And... the rest of the dominoes will surely fall soon. And now, for a change, I'm also gonna have you cast Rabid Dementia. That shoulder is dead. And now all that remains are these 2 hands. So... let's just, let's just savor the moment, because I think we've pulled through. And should we like, there's no point in doing a targeted attack because I don't know which one is lower health. So let's just do a Rabid Dementia, a self-cast of Rabid Dementia, get a bit of extra damage out of it, and yep, that hand is dead, and now the rest of the punches are going on, and now that hand is dead. Whoa, well, it came back. Why did it come back? Vampiric Aura? No. Undeath. Why did you have Undeath? It's a temporary trait that for some reason you have. I thought False Gods weren't supposed to get the extra traits, but I guess I was incorrect about that. We were fighting the False God possibly this entire time with extra traits. And if that's the case, then we're lucky that things went as smoothly as they did, because the extra traits could have been really awful. Alright, we've taken him down. We have defeated the Ancestor. The Orb of Life has appeared. And let's see what the orb has in it first. We can pick... That's interesting. That's interesting. If we pick this, we can get rid of the other trait where we try to shut down enemy resurrections. So that could open up our build a little bit. I wonder if this... Oh no, this definitely will stack with Woe, because Woe happens upon death. This happens upon resurrection. So this could be a good one. Transfusion. Some really interesting anointments here that actually do synergize with us pretty well. This is gonna make our, you know, whole concept of damaging enemies by reincarnating our Dread White very powerful. This could be good, but I'm not sure if it'll treat us as having 50% more base stats, which are then multiplied, or if it just then gets added to other stat multipliers. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna take later rest. Sorry, later rest may be interesting. Or should we take this? It's a tough call because these are all really nice choices. Damage with the... Oh, okay, this is also pretty good because often we end up with large pools of health, and this is gonna be good for our Centaur Duelist, who does have some damage scaling, but ultimately his damage is still based on his attack. But if we can base it on his health, that could make combat really good. They're all good. Oh god, it's a really tough one. This is gonna be good for long fights. This is gonna be good for fights where enemies are breaking through our defenses and killing us more often than we'd like. This is more of just a convenience thing. This is just a like a vanilla kind of buff, but again, I'm not sure how it would be implemented, and I think there are better ways to... If all you're looking for is stat boosts, I think there are better ways to accomplish that. I think what I'll go for is actually Blood Rage. And, oh, we also get some treasure, including a new spell. Your provoking creatures gain a massive amount of defense. Now that's an interesting one, because we do have a creature that is automatically provoking at the start of combat. Although I don't know if it's worth it for just that. We also gain reputation with the Nature Guild, which means we're now level 18. We've gained these stat boosts, which is nice. And let's open up these chests. And gain some favor with Reclusa. We can turn in a couple of... a whole bunch of different projects, which we'll do. However... Ooh, and we've got achievements for killing the false god, and an achievement for getting up there with the Nature Guild. What I'll do is I'll summon some stags. I'll do one group of 20. And we'll do it on camera, mainly because this hasn't been that long of an episode. It's only been 28 minutes. Pretty short by boss fight standards, and God, this is gonna be annoying. The extra traits are gonna make things a little irritating, but I think we should still be able to get through this fairly easy. One thing I noticed is that this false god fight was by far the easiest, and I think it's similar to Impington and maybe one other false god, which I'm not remembering what its name was, where there was one body part where it had some instant kill ability, but if you stopped it from moving, which is very easy to do by just ensnaring it, almost overpowered, dare I say, if you stopped it from moving, then all you had to deal with was regular ass damage, regular ass spells, like pure vanilla attack damage and spell damage. Occasionally stuff like Impending Doom, but mostly just garden variety spells. If you're able to keep that instant kill body part permanently ensnared, that is. And in this case we were able to. The head of the Ancestor never got a turn. I don't know what's going on. Okay, clearly something is happening in this fight that is, preventing us from accomplishing anything. So it's probably one of their extra traits. So I'll do blank slate. There we go. Sure, yeah, it was one of their extra traits that was causing the issue. But it didn't save them. It did certainly not save them. So when the time comes for that guy resurrected a bunch of times. When the time comes for grinding up reputation, I'm thinking the Ancestor might be the way to go. Very easy fight. The only question is, was it faster or was it slower than the Jotun fight, where all you have to do is last a few turns and then you just automatically win? It might be that Jotun is quicker in terms of how quickly you can do it. Like, if you know you're gonna survive, you can just skip your turn. Whereas with this one, you actually do have to kind of think about what you're doing. At the very least, you have to make sure that the head is always ensnared, and that's difficult to do automatically, even via macro. Like, you could have a macro to do that, but then you'd have to do your damage manually. You couldn't just sit there and let things happen. So it might be the case that Jotun is the... Again, there seems to be some nonsense going on, so let's... What the hell? Just die, you pieces of garbage. Jesus, alright, this time I'm just gonna attack you. And of course, one of them came back. Like... Oh, fuck off. Ugh. Like a jerk. Came back a couple of times before he died. Alright. Alright, so like Jotun might end up being the quicker fight, but I just feel like it would be really boring if all we're doing is just sitting there and waiting. Especially if you're farming, you have to think about, like, you know, the psychological impact it'll have on you. And I think, even if it takes a little bit longer, the Ancestor or one of the other gods like that might be better, just because there'll be a bit more mental stimulation to it, without it being dangerous. Because I didn't sense any danger at all. Yeah, they took no damage, presumably because of one of the... Oh, Jesus. Because of one of the traits. Annoying, to be sure. 5 more enemies. Is one of them gonna drop us a card? Does not look like it. no idea what's going on with these guys. Just die, please. Nothing so far. Only a couple of them left to kill. Killed 60 of them in the previous episode without getting anything. There's another 20, 60 groups of them, and each group has 6. So after we hunt down this last guy, we will have killed 80 groups of 6, which if you can do a bit of arithmetic, you'll know that is 480 of them, which sounds like a lot. And it is a lot. There's no way it isn't a lot, but trust me, it can get much crazier than that if you're farming in this game, because some of the odds for drops seem to be very low. Okay, I'm not gonna summon anymore. This is a boss fight episode after all. Wouldn't want to dilute it with too much random grinding. Let's just go back to Siralim. Got a few things to look at. First of all, let's hand in our projects. Training for defense. Finished our hunt. Keyforge mission. Immediately start another training mission. Let's do a health mission. I just want to keep on doing training missions just because I want a huge surplus of these scrolls, which I haven't used yet, by the way. That's one thing that we can do in the future. And Keyforge as well. And we'll do a hunt, and I'm gonna do the hunt slightly differently. What I've been doing in the past is I've been hunting the lowest level creature, which just gives it a small boost. And takes us, like, it'll make it, like, we'll be able to summon it at the candle maybe, and so on. But most creatures, we have no urgency to summon them in the candle. What I instead should be doing is looking for creatures that are close to being S rank, and then... Oh, there's one that seemed pretty close. Still not that close. Creatures that are close to S rank. Ooh, one of them, this one, Terra Vulpes. Unless we find someone that's even closer, we'll do Terra Vulpes. Dreamfinder, maybe. The reason is because pushing them into Ooh, this one was pretty close. The Doomsday Spectre. Alright. God, this is... Ooh! Yeah, let's just do Terror Hound. It might be a waste. And in fact, it probably is a waste. It's too close. Like, the Terror Hound, we can probably just push through with random finds. So, I tell you what, let's do Doomsday Spectre. The other thing I'm slightly worried about, while we're on the subject, let's look at achievements for a second. So I believe if you go to Castle Achievements, there are achievements for projects. There are achievements for doing a certain number of missions of each kind. And one of them will obviously be for hunt missions. I think this one is just called Hunter. Yeah, Hunter. So we've done 50 hunting missions already, that's a lot. But we need to do 100 of them to get that achievement fully maxed up. Just to show you that quickly. Yeah, 100. And we've done 55. So we need to do somehow 45 more hunting missions. And the thing about hunting missions is you cannot hunt S-rank creatures. So I believe what this means is if you somehow, if you're asleep at the wheel for like a decade, which I assume is how long it would take, and all of the possible creatures in this game have reached S rank, and you haven't completed your hunt mission achievement, then you might never be able to. You might be permanently locked out of that. So that's why I've got one eye on hunt missions. I don't think, with the huge amount of creatures that are left, and by the way, the ones on this list and in our bestiary, those aren't even the only ones, right? There are others that have yet to be unlocked, and when you unlock them for the first time, you have basically zero knowledge with them. So even if we run out, there, like, look at this. There's this creature, there's this thing, there's this, there's, well, this one that we already have, but we've bought everything here. Like, there are creatures all over the place that we have not bought. Yeah, we haven't, yeah, okay, we've got no rank with these two guilds. So, before we end off, or before we start doing our debrief, one thing we need to do is pick our next false god and pick our next guild that we're going to do the bounty for. It's got to be the life guild, because we need to unlock the final stag creature. So we'll do a bounty on you, and it's got to be Mindworm, because we need the Shimmer anointment. And that is a Kabbalist anointment, I do believe. So we need to do Mindworm. Even though it's not my ideal fight, if I was grinding, I would definitely do the Ancestor, or maybe Jotun, or maybe Impington. But we need to be doing Mindworm for a while. At least until we get that anointment. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do this. It's going to be in Realm 488. Alright. One thing, let me just take a look at my Rune of Prophecies. Everything seems to be coming along nicely. We just need a bunch more rare encounters before we will wrap this up. So hopefully they don't take too long. Anyway, I think that is all that we were planning for this episode. We beat the false god pretty easily. Almost an anticlimax, but it was a fun fight. It did take a bit of situational awareness, not giving the head a chance to go, because it is a party-wide instant kill that he does. All creatures that aren't defending, and none of us were defending. We didn't have the defensive buff. I assume it would also be very easy to deal with if maybe you had some other thing that says, oh, all your creatures automatically defend at the end of their turn, which would also nullify what that false god does. But the way we did it, definitely a legit way of doing it. Like, just never let the instant kill thing have a chance to go, and then kill, well, and then start off by killing the instant kill thing, and then you've got basically at your leisure you can take the rest of it down, which is what we did. It was a good fight. I'm happy with it. Still didn't find any stag cards, but like I said, that cards in this game are a long-term project for sure. But yes, I had a lot of fun this episode. I hope you enjoyed it too, and I hope you'll join me for the next episode as well, where we've got a few regular realms to do. In fact, let's roll ourselves a nice item bonus. 352 is just barely over the threshold that I've set for myself, but I will accept it. 352 is fine, so we've got 83 and 84 to do, and then we'll have another nether boss on 85. Okay, that is going to be all for this one. Hope you have a great day. Hope to see you in the next one, and until then, take care.